I believe that you tap into the abundance energy of money and you don't interfere with the process. And you are followed by this universal power that says what you need to do. And if you do what is expected of you and don't interfere with the process.
You're listening to Brainwork Framework, a business and marketing podcast, brought to you by focus-biz.com.
Welcome back to another episode. With us today is Andrzej Kozlowski. He is a coach at Courage Catalyst, a coach for spiritual and highly sensitive people, former IT manager. We were talking a bit earlier about his experience and what he brings to the table. Really great guy all around. So excited to have him on. Andy, thanks for joining us. How are you today?
Thank you, Chris, for having. I believe we will have a great conversation and showing people that nothing really is set in stone and everyone deserves a second chance and the right timing will be found by everybody. And as this flower from the story, they will bloom. Need the right seed planted into the soil of their mind that eventually will give the fruits that they yearn so much.
Absolutely. And I think mindset for business, personal lives, people struggle with this. But first, we like to ask about your journey. What were you doing before, and how did that kind of bring you into what you're doing today?
My journey started when I was very young, and there were several things that impacted and made me the man who I am right now. With life, you could say it's like climbing a mountain. And sometimes it's just going to happen that you will climb the top of the mountain. To get challenged again, what you would need to do is to go back from that mountain and found even higher mountain. Now, the first mountain that I choose to climb, I didn't really do so. I fell very badly. It was a startup. It was organic food startup. Idea was great and people really did make money in it, but I was lacking. And as you start your business, there are several things that you need to learn at once. And the problem is you are confronted with all at once again. And you realize that you need to be fluent in market research, in sales, in marketing, and all of those layers. So my first business failed. It gave me experience that allowed my second business to not fail so much. And with each business, I learned more and more to the point that businesses that I started for fun gave me enough return on investment. And also the knowledge I accumulated as my years doing IT manager allowed me to really manage it nicely to the point that I was earning money and not really doing much. As a consequence, when you're only concentrating on money, you don't really have other experiences. For me, it was no different. Although I was earning tons of money, it wasn't what I wanted to do. And as a consequence, I was leading this existence because it wasn't living. I was leading an existence full of grief and sadness. I have real estate, renting real estate. I have money. I don't need to work, but that is not enough. My soul was looking for other way to express myself. It was yearning for some experiences that wasn't even visible in my world. But people like to do counterproductive things. So I thought to myself that maybe, just maybe, if I would even have more money, I would be happy. So I started the process to even have more businesses, to have another promotion, and it was about to happen. And all I could think about is that would really suck if that would happen. And I had this internal voice saying, there is something better. And I saw myself living in Thailand, going on around daily, going back to the temple to meditate, and then helping people transcend their limitation and transform their dreams into reality. And I actually done the step, left my comfort zone and stepped into this reality. And now the funny thing is, I do live in Thailand, about to move to China, but still I can go for a run each day, back to the temple to meditate. And then I am working with people just like you that want to transcend the faulty software of their minds, that want to transcend the negative emotions of their body, to see what is holding them back so you can use that energy to be propelled into the future.
Absolutely. That's an incredible journey to kind of go through. and knowing now that you help people with something that so many business owners struggle with. Something I mentioned before our recording was how these business problems kind of show up. And you shared it's not such a business problem, it's more of a personal issue and some of the benefits of that. Do you mind sharing again what that was about?
And to prove that's not right, that they are actually worthy, they go to the world, start their businesses, they execute the ideas. Problem is that this program is like a limiting software on a PC because our minds are like PCs. They operate on softwares. And in the realm of software, if there's faulty software in saying, I am not enough, well, the outcome of that will also be not enough. Your actions will not be enough. So as a consequence, what many business owners do, they hustle and grind, try to compensate for the fact that there is this faulty software. But the truth is you can only go so far with it. And in the end, many people end up out of completely steam, being burned out, and they are wondering why are they even doing it in the first place. The most important thing a business owner can have is actually this gray matter between those ears of ours. Because with our thoughts, with our emotions, we create reality around us with just a little bit of delay, and focusing actually on what is around us and trying to change us is like focusing on effects and trying to change them by having more effect. It doesn't make sense for our reality to be full of abundance. We need first clarity to see what is holding us. And once we are able to identify what is holding, you can use that very easily to propel that energy into the future. I have countless histories that people basically were in their own way. They were trying to find new possibilities, but they have been limited by this internal energy of theirs. Once they worked with me and we allowed that energy to dissolve, new possibilities were just, yeah, were just outside the door. They realize that what they have been always searching for is in front of their nose. But since they have been experiencing reality through a particular set of lenses, it has been invisible to them. So they felt like a dog chasing its own tail, working, being busy, but not being productive. And this is a never ending cycle, especially if you want to not only survive, but to thrive.
Absolutely. And it's really crazy to see how many business owners and people struggle when the answer is kind of right in front of them. But there's this layer or mask that is preventing them from seeing this clearly. And if they just looked inwards a little bit more or get the professional guided experience of your service, people could then see things clearer and then take action from them.
It's really interesting. If you could put two people as an experiment in the room, with one of them being a regular person that is not addicted to sugar or sweet, he really doesn't care. And if you put that person in a room with a person that is addicted to sweets, yet he wants to quit, and just for an experiment, leave them with a cake in the room and just let it be, what's gonna happen is most likely the person that is not addicted to sugar won't even care if he eats the cake or not. It's not important to that person. But for the person that is addicted and wants to quit, well, he will be fighting his internal demon for duration of the experiment. And once he will be back, he would be looking like he just ran a marathon, completely out of steam, regardless if he ate the cake or not. And then if you would say, does anybody wants to work some to move their business forward, to really move the needle? Well, the person that just has been fighting himself internally would be completely out of steam, completely exhausted. He would have energy to work. And in this case, he was his worst enemy. He was fighting his thoughts, he was fighting his emotions. And we carry so many layers of our mind, so many emotions, so many thoughts that we fight on day-to-day basis. And as it all comes from this thematic law saying what's within, so without, it's saying that we want to experience conflict even more. And since that is your belief, conflict you will experience. And as a consequence, there will be an ego boost because what became reality and what you thought become true. So you will be like, yes, I'm right. I'm always. Yet with this approach, unfortunately, we are blind to other opportunities. We are experiencing reality only through our lenses. But on this plane, there could be as many realities being experienced as there are people. None of them is better or worse. Some of them just are more helping a person to get to where they want to be. And some are just holding us back. Instead of them serving us, we are serving them and they take our energy from us. Those are like those traits, being addicted to sugar. You can be addicted to many other things without establishing what is actually the actual cause of it. You will be like a blind kid in a fog searching for salvation, for the new technique, for the new method, for the new fun, and always searching for the new shiny thing, always watering the grass in your neighbor instead of watering your own grass. And eventually you will just decide that this is not for me because you're searching things that help other people, but other people have different mindset. And the thing is, the technique is secondary with the right mindset. And in fact, since money is nothing else than energy, if you can tap directly into the energy of the money, well, things will just happen your way.
And I think a lot of business owners are looking for that. For those who are interested in learning more and connecting with you, where can they find you online?
So I have a webpage called sageandy.com. I offer free session as a lead magnet to identify what blocking points you have when it comes to money. Usually it's a mix of fears and low self-esteem and then faulty programming about what the money truly is. My offer is very simple. I let you identify those blocks as a lead magnet. And then you're probably going to wonder if that is what is being offered for free and it has so much value. I'm wondering what is the paid service. And I'm going to let you know a little secret. What I charge money for is practically a done for you offer. You don't really need to do any affirmation, which I think is kind of crazy. You don't need to do any vision boards. What you need to do is allow me to clear your subconsciousness of what's holding you back so you can be propelled into the future. If you want to reach out to me on any social media, that's great. I'm looking forward to fun conversation. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/babylamax with double L, or Instagram with the same handle, or LinkedIn with the same handle as well.
And we'll have the links available down in the show notes and the description so you can get in touch with Andy here. Andy, we'd like to ask all of our guests, what has been the most effective marketing strategy for you? Because it seems like you're kind of like a mix of B2B, but also B2C. You're working with the individual, but it's a lot of business owners. Are you doing a lot of networking, outbound? What's been working for you?
Mostly, I have tried so many different techniques that eventually I needed to focus why exactly some are working, why are some not. Right now, I have cracked the code, I would say. I am not focusing on techniques whatsoever and allow the abundance to come through me. And it's really mind-boggling because there are things happening in my life that I would totally not expect. I'm literally getting anything for free. I got meals for free. I got food for free, drinks. Yeah, yesterday I had a free massage and I almost got a free pizza. And it's like, how the heck did this even happen? I'm getting opportunities to work, which I couldn't even be able to imagine because I was literally just able to tap into the frequency of abundance, the frequency of money itself, and then just don't interfere with the process. I used to have referrals, means getting clients to podcasting, but now I believe that you tap into the abundance energy of money and you don't interfere with the process, and you're followed by this universal power that says what you need to do. And if you do what is expected of you and don't interfere with the process, Well, the sky's the limit.
I love it. I feel like I want to hang out with you more often so I can receive that abundance and the free pizza and massages. I mean, I feel like that is just a winning formula. So let me know where we need to hang out and we can get some
Yeah.
pizza. I appreciate that.
That's just the cherry on top.
I love it. And one more question for you. If there was one piece of advice you could give to your younger self, what do you think that would be?
Don't be stupid. Relax and don't fight yourself with your thoughts and emotions, because the more you fight yourself, the more universe will fight back. I don't believe nature makes mistake. We are here for a reason, and the soul knows exactly what it wants to experience. But we interfere so much with our ego that instead of soul being the driving force in this life, it actually takes a backseat and is whipping, while the ego drives like a maniac, getting us to places where we don't want to go since it's not even using a GPS. And then accidents happen and you end up in the river and you don't know what's going on and how it happened. So my advice would be more aware and don't be stupid.
I like that. That is some great advice. Now, I'm sure you enjoy listening to podcasts and reading books, watching videos. Is there a good resource available online that other people can kind of get acquainted with more of the mindset mastery and similar topics?
The only thing in the universe that has benefit of having mastered is you yourself. Because if you know yourself, if you know the enemy, you won't fear the outcome of 100 battles. What books would I recommend? I have read like 400 books on the matter easily. About the money, there is a good book called The Secret to Having Money is to Have Some by Stuart Wilde, which explains it from esoteric perspective. Mind you, that esoteric is not spiritual, where you just wear baggy pants and repeat crazy affirmation into the mirror and hope for something happily, magically to happen to you. That's not going to happen. It's about reframing experiences in your life and reframing the emotions that you have money. If you are having bad thoughts, bad emotions while you spend the money, those emotions will be entangled into the energies of the money, and as a consequence, you will have even less of them. It's like a pattern to uphold, where once you have a surplus of energy, the universe is literally checking you if you're about that life and will send some challenges your way. Either a car just broke down, or you need a dentist, or there has been an unusual spending in the family. This is the way the universe checks you. And if you're going to have negative emotions toward it, well, you will say that this is more of what I want. But if you're able to compose yourself to a calm mind and actually envision good emotion of spending those money, you will go on the into second gear and your income will increase and your abundance will also increase.
I love it. Andy, all such great tips. We appreciate you sharing your journey and experiences with us. For those who are interested, make sure you get in touch with the links available down in the show notes and comments. And appreciate you taking out the time and sharing your journey with us, Andy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The pleasure was all mine.